Hello friends, this is Sanjeev Giri presenting Python classes for you. If you have not subscribed my channel till now, then please subscribe my channel. After subscribing my channel, you will get all notifications related to Python programs and competition level videos, etc. So my dear students, friends and colleagues, today we will talking about the basic computer organization part 3 for class 11th. First, units of computer memory. So everyone, you know 1 bit is equal to bit. This is the short name and full name is binary digit. Second is 8 bit. 8 bit means 1 byte is equal to 8 bit. Okay. Now third, 2 के power 10 or 1024 bytes. That means 1024 bytes means 1 kilobyte and 1024 kilobyte means 1 megabyte. 1024 megabyte, that is the 1 GB gigabyte. Yes. Next, 1024 GB is equal to 1 terabyte. Then 1024 terabyte is equal to 1 petabyte. Okay. Next, 1024 petabyte is equal to 1 exabyte. Yes, exabyte. And 1024 exabyte is equal to 1 zettabyte. Okay. This is the units of computer memory. Okay. Next point is memory access time. What is memory access time? It is very important for you. The amount of time taken to produce data from memory. The amount of time taken to produce data required from memory from the start of access until the available data is called memory access time. That means that time then taken produce the data in the memory. Okay, that is the memory access time. Parts of main memory, in the other name is primary memory. Yes, primary memory. The main memory divided into two parts. Everyone know, first is RAM, random access memory, and second is ROM, read only memory. First, what is random access memory? It is the memory cells. Random access memory, what is? This is the memory cells that can be accessed for information. That means it will be access the information transfer from any desired random location. That means it will be transfer the data in any random locations in your computer. That is the process of locating in word in memory is the same and requires an equal amount of memory. Thus the name random access. Okay. The main drawback of RAM, what is the drawback? Is it is a volatile. Volatile means then the power is goes off, the content of RAM is get erased. Yes. Okay. Then next point, types of RAM. The RAM chips in a computer can be two types. First is dynamic RAM and second one is static RAM. Yes. First is DRAM and SRAM. Okay. What is dynamic RAM? Dynamic RAM, that means DRAM. Dynamic RAM consists of a transistor and capacitor that's capable of storing an electric charge depending on the switching action of the transistors. The capacitor either contain no charge, 0 bit, or does hold a charge, that means 1 bit. The dynamic RAM provides volatile storage. That is, content are lost or erased in the event of power failure. That means the power is goes off, the DRAM is erased. Okay, that means volatile. Second is static RAM. What is static RAM? SRAM. It is also a volatile, but as they are supplied with power, okay, that means it will be supplied by the power, supplied with power. Okay, they need no special regenerator circuits to store data. The static RAM consists eventually of internal flip-flop that stores in the binary information. The stored information remains valid as longer as power is supplied to the unit. You know what is flip-flop? A flip-flop is a binary cell capable of storing one bit of information. Okay, that is flip-flop. Next point, read-only memory. First is random access memory and second is read-only memory, means ROM. ROM refers to read-only memory where only read operations can take place. That means you can read any type of data in this memory. The ROM is a non-volatile. That means it data will not erased. That power goes off. Okay, that power is failure. Both RAM and ROM are parts of primary memory. It is important point. The RAM and ROM, that both are the parts of primary memory. Okay, there are various type of ROM which are given below. First, programmable read-only memory, that means PROM, EPROM, erasable programmable read-only memory, EEPROM, that means electrically erasable programmable read-only memory. This is your memory part. Okay. Next is a storage part. First, what is a storage unit? Computer needs to store or retrieve data for processing. That means computer have our data. That means it will be stored some data for the processing. Since primary memory has a limited storage capacity and is not permanent. You read what is the primary memory? Its memory is very limited. Okay, storage capacity is limited. So storage capacity is not permanent. Secondary storage devices are used to store large amount of data. That means we are using the secondary storage like as hard disk. Okay, it will be store a large amount of data. Okay, it can store a large amount of data. There are various type of secondary storage device available these days. Hard disk. A hard disk is a set of stacked disks. Okay, each disk has a recorded electromagnetic in contact circles or track on the disk. The hard disk of today have storage capacity measured in gigabytes up to terabytes. Okay, you can purchase a terabyte. That means very large amount of space in your hard disk. Okay. Next is CD or DVD. CD, that means compact disc, and DVD, that means digital versatile disc. Yes, the compact disc or CDs are optical media. Also DVDs are optical media. The CDs are relatively cheap and have a storage capacity up to 700 MB. DVD can hold up to 17 GB of data. That means very large amount of data, very large space in DVD. Okay. Next is a flash memory. A flash device is a small, ultra portable storage device. It has no moving parts unlike magnetic storage device. That means it is not a like a hard disk. It is a very small device to use in a computer like as a pen drive. Okay. Next, Blu-ray disc. It can also optical storage device. Okay. Media format. Its main uses are high definition video and data storage. Okay. I hope students in the third part everything is clear. Okay. You can learn easily for this video and understand everything. If you have any problem for related this video, please type in comment box for your queries. Okay. In our next video, we will complete this chapter, basic computer organization. Okay. So this is third part and last part is coming after some time. Okay. Okay friends, thank you.